Alright guys, how's it going? This is Apex back here again with a WoW for first timers. Today we're going to be talking about user interface, or what is known as UI. So a quick description about what UI is. It is pretty much all of the visual aspects of the game outside of in the environment itself. So for example, you have your character portrait, you have your map right here, you've got all these buttons and spells and stuff, you have your chat panel here. All of these things are a part of the user interface. There are a lot more to cover that are not a part of this as well. So, let us get started about talking about this one right here. So, if you have not set up, because this is WoW for first timers, right? If you have not set up any key bindings, you press the C button. And if you've watched my last video, you will know that if you hit escape or come down here and hit this little question mark here, go to key bindings. This is where you start to see some of the things that you've got going on here. And the interface panel should be where you'll be able to find these things. So we're going to go back into this character panel. It is the C button, and this is what you've got. You've got all the gear you can use. You've got character reputation currency, so you can check out reputations on things. Currency. At the top right, you have your character stats. That's just kind of self-explanatory. Shows you what that is. Your titles. I like the Dreamer. You do various achievements, get various titles and stuff. Equipment Manager is probably one of the more important ones. So, as you can see, let me swap my bar here. I can change my gear just by pressing a button, right? And it's as easy as it can ever be. So, by doing that, you have to save. So, you'll take this, and at the bottom, which I've already maxed out my slots, you'll have a plus button. It says new or something like that. It's this little green plus arrow. You hit that. It lets you pick a name and an icon, and you just kind of go from there. So yeah, pretty simple. And then you can left click and drag. That's how you get them on your bar. So yeah. Also, if you're trying to swap out gear, you can click that and you can look at things. Hold down shift to view other items that you could have. It shows you with your current, like I've got these 980 boots here. Well, these are 277. Automatically goes over what it is. If I want to see what it looks like, I just hold down the control button, left click. That's what those pants look like originally. That's what they look like now. Pretty simple. Alright, so next we're going to talk about talents. I'm trying to go in order of things that you could access and whatnot. So talents are going to be next, because when you hit level 15, you can do talents. You get your first talent, and it's like, hey, go check that out. And you're like, well, hey, I don't know what this is. And you can do instances. I think also the equipment manager unlocks level 15 as well. Just when you get your specialization, you get to pick what spec you are. I rock a Fury Warrior. I think it's fun as all get out. It's aggressive. It's fast. It's fun. I play some Prot too. I don't play too much arms. I'm probably going to start picking up a little bit more arms as like an off spec in BFA, but we're not there yet. So specialization. I'm just kind of figuring out what your spec's about. To be quite honest, this doesn't really tell you a whole lot. Like if I go play arms, like okay, they do Mortal Strike. Okay. Slam. It uses Rage, Whirlwind, does things. Tacticianer sometimes resets the remaining cooldown on Colossus Smash, which is right up here. And this and that. There's Execute. So it's like they don't have Execute in Fury either. That's kind of funny because Juggernaut stacks and whatnot. Anyways, but so that's the character pane. You can just switch between different things if you want to. There's just a basic idea. Then you have your talents. So to switch talent, you have to be in a place where, like a major city or somewhere that you can can rest at, I think. You can't just change your talents willy-nilly, so you do have to be somewhere. Or, for now, you have to use these tomes right here. So I use one of these. Able to change talents in the field for 60 seconds, which, it's funny. So I spec into Avatar for single target. If Avatar's on cooldown, I'm trying to go to Wrecking Ball for AoE, I can't switch. So you end up wasting that tome because of that. You can't switch talents if something's on cooldown. So if you're honor talents, you just get these through PvPing, etc. Alright, so the next thing on our list is going to be our instances. You have Dungeons and Raids. It just automatically brings you up to LFR. I don't know specifically what level LFR will become available at. Probably Cataclysm. I don't know if they have a Cataclysm LFR where it came out for Dragon's Soul, but regardless, you have so you can do LFR. You can queue there. Wow, I was on the Dungeon Finder. I do apologize. So, your Raid Finder. I'm not sure when you can actually start queuing for LFR or looking for raid. As like, I individually queue into this raid versus I individually join a group and we travel to this raid and do normal and above content. So the Dungeon Finder, you have a random Dungeon Finder. Pre-made group thing is probably the biggest thing. So if I wanted to find a dungeon group, super easy, just find it. Sign up if you want. I wanted a DPS. However you want to do it. You can refresh it. You can type in for certain ones. If I wanted to find an Upper Karazhan, there's Blackrock Spire, Karazhan Heroic, Mythic Keystone. There's one there. I could sign up for that if I wanted. And if you wanted to make a key, I have a 17 Lower Karazhan. Okay, so we're going to go back. We're going to have dungeon selected. We're going to start a group. Starts on Lower Care already. Make sure it's set to Mythic Plus or whatever you want it to be set to. Dungeon. It is a dungeon. So I'm going to do plus 17 Lower Karazhan, or just put Kara. And then you can just add some details. Item level requirement. I can too. Voice chat if you wanted. If you wanted to use Discord. You know, whatever you want to do. So that your group's made, you can do a list. And start a group. List again. Refresh it to kind of bump you up back in line, I think is what that's for. So yeah. Then you have PvP that's in this same panel. You can hit this button, this little dice right here. So, because when you queue for a random battleground, which is different from an RBG, that's a rated battleground. So you'd have rated arenas, etc. Battlegrounds down there. So this, you can come down here and you can take off the list a couple of them. You can take 2 up. So whatever you wanted to do with that. Your bonus, specific, however you want to do it. Pre-made groups. Pretty self-explanatory. So someone actually did run a key in my guild, looks like. So someone has done an A+15. I've done a 0 this far this week. These are just, if I did run a key, it would pop up here and be like, oh, this is what you've run for the week for these examples. It's like, okay, so, you know, the best Eye of Ashara you've done is a +19 you did in 30 minutes and 39 seconds. Awesome, right? Sure. So, next panel is going to be our friends panel. So, at the end, I'll go through, I'll read down my list, I'll tell you what interface panel is like, keybound, you know, to what by default, if you use the original key binding. So, list of friends here. If you want to add a friend, you can just click their name, click on somebody, and just be like, I want to add you to friend. So if you're trying to add somebody to friend by typing their name and you have somebody selected, you'll accidentally add whoever is selected to your friends list to start with. So be conscientious of that. Be aware. But if you could type in a name, Cintiq, or like this person, if I do that, I can. Now they're added to my friends list. I can come down here, find them, remove friend. Simple as that, right? Quick join to somebody has something they're queued for. You can enjoy it. You can ignore people. If you ever accidentally ignore people, you can remove the player from this list by hitting remove player. You have the who, so if you wanted to find out where someone is. Where's Intic at? He is in Skyhold. That is indeed where I am. Guild, so static. I'm in the guild static. Race, I'm a void elf. Cool beans, right? Alright, so I guess another mention, you can change your status to away, busy. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. You can shout out something. So, and it says your broadcast has been sent down there. This one's important. This is the raid tab here. You go up, click raid info. Tell you everything that you are saved to, or what instances you are locked to. And you can reactivate an instance lock if you wanted, or you could remove it. So I'm kind of interested to know, like, if I went there. I don't think it would have me lock out to an Ixian's lair, but would I get the mount regardless? Probably not. Alright, so that's how you, like, if someone's like, okay, so how much of Normal and Taurus have you done this week? Like, how many bosses are you saved? Which ones are you saved to? Well, you're like, oh, well, I don't know. So you hit O, you go to your friends list, you go down there to the bottom to raid, you hit raid info. Oh, well, I'm saved to these 5 bosses, you know, so I don't receive loot from this. Also, if you need to find out what group you were in, I use LVY, so this is like not at all what my UI looks like. If you guys like, I can show you at the end what my UI looks like. So, for me to find out what group I'm in, I have to go into this friends panel, and I have to be like, okay, so groups 2 and 4 are going to be on blue, groups 1 and 3 are going to be over here on green. And, okay, so what group I'm in, so you go down here to raid, it'll show you right here what that looks like. If I wanted to join a raid real quick. Anything will do. So I just got into this Eminar. So, boom. I'm in group 2. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. You want to leave? Leave party? Alright. Alright, so the next thing on our list will be our spellbook. So, it's P for spellbook. Alright, so this is my spec. You have the general and general tab. You're going to have like your honor talent, which can't do that here apparently. If you like logging things back in WoD, you can place a mobile bank, revive battle pets, you know, any kind of like generic thing that's not like I leveled up and got the spell. So when you level up and you get spells and talents, it'll put your talents in your like Bloodbath. So it's shiny. Bloodbath's shiny. So if I were to go to like Odin's Fury, I have that on my bar, so it's not like that. But I pull it off my bar, all of a sudden, boom. And Hellious Scorn procced. Alright. So pretty simple. Alright, yeah. Pretty self-explanatory. Right here they also have professions. I noticed this earlier. You just go over to your professions. You can actually, so you can click on them bad boys. You can make things. And I don't do a lot of profession stuff. I did get both of mine to 800, so yay me. And apparently I have good cooking and first aid, but not really like good. If you were to link this in chat, you can shift click, shift, hold shift, left click when you have your chat thing open. It'd be like that. So yeah, you can't link herb gathering because that's just like how you can. Wow. So you can't. Apparently, you can link herb gathering. Alrighty, look at that. Yeah, it's very simple stuff here. If it's shiny, you don't have it on your bar. It's all in alphabetical order. Passives will always come after actual abilities. So these are things that you could come here and use. You know. So the passives are right here. So Rage, the Mastery, Titan's Grip, etc. All right there. Alright, so our next thing is going to be the map. So you press M, brings up the map. Now, the map, pardon me, the map also has quests that are here as well. So in Skyhold, it popped up with Skyhold, so there that is. You can left click to zoom out. It's about as far out as you can go. So I'm pretty sure that's Sargeras and I want to say Amenthul, but I have no idea. It's kind of cool. You see them fighting across our world. 19 hours left on Mage Tower. Alright. Honestly, I don't think I can get to Skyhold like that, but so you have a quest there. If I go to Argus and Antorn Wastes, so I went to Antorn Wastes. And these are the 3 quests I have right there. So if you go to a zone and it has quests that you can do in that zone, it'll pop up here. Other than that, it's just going to show you things that are on the map. Pretty simple. Alright, so the next thing we should talk about is the quest log. Let's just go ahead and talk about the quest log. So it's L for the quest log. If you'd rather just pull up all the quests by themselves. Which, I mean, like I said, you can pull up with the map, but I want to say it's a little different. Regardless, so that's how you access the spellbook itself with L. Alright, so the next thing we should talk about is portraits. Alright, so when you start the game, usually your portrait's like way up here on the left, and your target's like way up here, kind of out of the way. As you can see, if I'm looking at my character, you know, I don't know how much rage I have. I don't know how much resource, how much health. I don't know how much health that person has. This drives me crazy. I need to be able to track these things better. And if I'm going to use this particular user interface, good lord, you need to have something that can track these things a bit better, you know. When I have 99 rage, whatnot, like that, you can track these things. So you can move them around. So if you right-click them, this right-clicking thing generally pulls up in some kind of menu, like an options menu. I can see here. Want to click him? I can right-click him, and I can put an X over his head. Cool, right? I can set focus. So what set focus does is that I want to keep track of a target, but I don't want to have them targeted the entire time. I can see. I wonder if I can do this with him. No, I can't. Okay. So you should be able to track buffs, debuffs that thing has. So if I want to, like, someone's tanking, like this person's a Prout Warrior. So if I want to track the tank, then I can see, oh, well, he's got his Mana Stone, his Battlelord's Bloodthirsty, War Worm, whatever. You know, you can track things. It makes it really easy for healers, especially, I think. I like to track the tank or a specific target as a healer. You can right-click to clear the focus. So you can set focus. You can enable or disable PvP. Alright, so when you do that, when you swap, puts 5 minutes on your thing here. So you have a 5-minute window where you're gonna be flagged for PvP regardless. So tough cookies. Loot spec on Fury. If I wanted to try and get legendaries for a different spec, I could, you know, switch specs to try and get different loot options or different things dropped for that spec. You have your instant options, so like dungeon difficulty. For some reason mine's on heroic. It's probably doing something. I don't know. So you have your legacy options with the raid. Oh my goodness. And you can reset all instances here. Okay, so if you're wondering how I move the frame, you have the lock. So now I've locked it. I can't just wiggle it around. It's locked. It's locked in place. So in case I'm like trying to click something, I don't actually be like, oh my goodness, I moved my, get annoying. Especially when you like things to be like perfectly symmetrical. It's really terrible then. All right, so, and then you have your options over here. Pretty much the same thing if you're clicking on it yourself, I guess. But like, there's another target. You don't have a lot of options here. So chat. Let's talk about the chat. This will probably be the last thing that we talked about here today. The chat. So this little window right here. If you want to whisper somebody, or if you want to yell, everyone in the area can see that you just yell things. So /yellow space. Wow, /yellow /y space. Oh my goodness. Party chat. /say. So if you're like if you're doing like a queuable instance, like if you go into LFR or something, or if you're in like a dungeon and there's like 3 of you that queued in to do like a random heroic or something, and you talk in party chat, you 3 are the only ones that can see what's in party chat. The other people can't. That's why they have an instance chat as well, which is /I. It'd be for like, so for raids or dungeons, any kind of instance, you have that chat. Probably PvP as well. I'm sure PvP has that as well. But I don't PvP enough to tell you whatnot. It is an instance, so you can voice emote.
Do not move.
You can do all kinds of stuff. I want to do
My mana is low.
yes, my Fury Warrior mana is low. That's right. You can change your language. So you can speak Thalassian, so that when you start saying things, it'll tell you you're speaking Thalassian, and unless you're an elf, like a void elf, or a blood elf, I think are the only ones that can see what's going on when you talk about that. Everyone else sees gibberish, so it does allow for cross-faction communication, which is really awesome. You're just doing your mount farming, you're flying over Kilobdor or something. All of a sudden, you come across a leveling horde blood elf. You start talking to him because it's funny. So, yes. So I think we've covered everything that I wanted to talk about on this list as far as the user interface goes. So real quick, I did tell you I was going to go through and tell you what the default key binding for all these are. And so I'm just going to do that real quick. For the character pane, it is C. For talents, it is N. For instances, it is I. For friends, it is O. For spells, it is P. For map, it is M. And then for the quest log, it is L. If you want to do professions, just click open the professions tab. It is K. PvP by itself is H. But as you can see, if you want to go through the instance tab, you can go to PvP there or dungeons. So they are universal. So also the spell tab, you can go to professions from there. So anyways, if you like this video, like this one. If you want to see more content that I have coming out, then please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you can see what is next on our list. Any videos that I can have coming out, which I've got more WoW for first timers coming out. I've got a list of those that I need to work on. So I will catch you guys in the next video. You have a nice night. Take care.